enough about the training and the ongoing management that we've had to do with this type of program, and if you're thinking of doing any type of employee outreach or engagement, the similar process that you will have to follow. Like I said, the policy is extremely important. A lot of these individuals were new to Twitter, which, like I said, that was my call. I didn't care that they were new to Twitter. I would teach them, so that came with some interesting findings in the early stages. And then, of course, the social media engagement and ongoing management, just keeping them engaged and motivated, because as I've said, these are volunteers, so they are not, compensated in any way. They're just taking, a little time out of their day to interact and have a good time, but obviously there is a motivation factor in there. So what kinds of things are we engaging on? Well, people are asking, Dallas, I'm looking for a gluten-free restaurant. I'm going to LA next week. Does anyone have any great restaurant recommendations? This is one of my favorites. I'm going to Austin next month. Any suggestions on where to stay? So obviously, we can help with that one, and we can help with the others too. So we're just happy to engage and help these customers out, and maybe they're guests, maybe they're not, maybe they will be one day. We're just helping everyone out. Again, anyone know some sweet spots in Vegas? This is a great one. I'm sure we've all been there. I've got an awkward 7-hour layover in London. What do I do? And then anyone know of any good Mexican restaurants in London? So these are just a handful of the types of tweets that we're engaging in and the types of interactions we're having. I've been pretty open with my team, allowing them to engage in whatever they want to. And our Memphis team is really unique, and Memphis gets some interesting tweets as well. But they've been really good about reaching out just in community matters. So there's this gentleman tweeting looking for a vet for his dog, and our team member had a vet to recommend, so he went ahead and recommended the vet, and the guy was so impressed, and he's like, wow, look at that, Hilton recommending a vet to me. This is pretty cool. So they've been pretty liberal in what they reach out on. It's really had some great results. And this is the payoff. This is how we're measuring success. So we are not looking at our following count. We are not looking necessarily at retweets. We are looking at people who say thank you. People who engage with us and come back and say, wow, you helped me, thank you. A few of these conversations have actually turned into someone saying, I want to stay with you now, so there has been revenue seen from this program. But really it's a qualitative measure of just looking at how many people are actually coming back and saying thank you. How many people are finding value in this program, and are we making a difference? Are we offering that hospitality out to everyone? And most importantly, our team members are critical in the success of this program, and it's just been wonderful to see how energized they are. These are people who wanted to engage, who didn't know how to, didn't have a place to, and we've been able to offer them a safe spot to do so and an empowered spot to speak on behalf of Hilton Worldwide. So you can see, some of the comments that they have said of how they feel about this program. Not only are they excited to be in social media, but they're excited to reach our guests or non-guests. They're excited to talk about their cities, and they're just having a great time doing so. So I would just like to close with the future is very bright. If you are thinking about a program like this, there's many great advantages to doing something like this. Obviously, think through all of the training that you will need to do. You will want to talk to legal very early on and get buy-off that you can do a program like this. So I suggest legal be your #1 spot. You'll want to put a policy in place. Think about the training in Twitter that you'll need to do, any kind of client dashboard that you would need, any ongoing management that you would need, and motivation. Any questions?
Any questions? Oh, right out of the back.
I'm glad it's an interactive group.
Yep.
When you empower these employees, do you encourage them to use their own personalities, their own voice, or do you have like a Hilton voice?
So one thing that I maybe didn't make clear enough, this is a brand agnostic program. So even though it's called Hilton Suggests, the Hilton is taking off of the Hilton Worldwide name. So there's no real brand associated with it. So by all means, we have told them have a personality. We don't want some kind of, stale voice coming to you offering you suggestions. We want you to know, like, Lucy's got a personality, Bob's got a personality. These are their own recommendations on their experience. So that authenticity is extremely important.
Have they had to say something goofy to protect them in some way?
Yeah, the question was if they say something goofy, do we protect them? So obviously there were guardrails set up in the beginning. We did very extensive training with them, and we monitor it daily so that there's not really an opportunity for a slip. I can say no one said anything too goofy that would be bad, but obviously we do have to watch for that. But so far, so good.
Yeah, as soon as I tweeted out your name and a quote from you, Hilton Suggest came back to me and thanked me, and it was really blazing fast, actually.
Awesome.
Well, to help me for my travels, I already have a hotel, but otherwise I would have traveled away from Hilton.
Can you go backwards 4 slides? Okay, what? Yeah.
This one?
No, the other one. On these guys, there's no hashtags. How do you find those people, asking questions?
Yeah, so we have searches set up by city. So, this person came through because they tweeted about Vegas, this person because of London. So as long as the city name is mentioned, we're able to engage.
May I ask you which kind of monitoring tool you use at Hilton?
Yeah, we use Hootsuite. Well, we use Hootsuite for our publishing in this case.
But you have also like listening platform?
We have another listening platform that I can't share.
Okay. I tried.
Yeah.
What else?
Thank you. I work for a college and we're starting a similar program like this with our students and our international students. I'm basically half of my position is for social media for all 4 campuses as well as managing these students. And I don't have a budget. Any recommendations for the training that you did for safeguarding for Twitter? Is there any
Yeah, so if you're trying to build a program like this without a budget, honestly, it can be done. The main thing that you're going to be missing out on is a publishing tool like a Hootsuite, because obviously you can't get that for free with team collaboration. But as long as you're comfortable sharing the login details of your Twitter account with your team, you could go that route, or possibly have them all set up their own handles and truly be themselves and authentic and represented through, a similar hashtag or something. But really, that's really been the major cost focus of this, aside from just time. It's not an expensive program. Like I said, these are volunteers, so they didn't all get, a pay increase. They didn't get iPhones or anything like that.
Sorry, maybe I wasn't clear. It's more along the lines of goofy and I wasn't clear, I'm
Okay.
sorry. It was more along the lines of you're training them in order to prevent them from making any mistakes. Any specific
Yeah, I think we in general in social media, especially with big companies, we have this fear that empowerment means something's going to go wrong. And like the 2 questions are kind of more around like the risk of, someone saying the wrong thing. Really, obviously these individuals went through a lot of screening and they've been with the company with proven status, so we knew they were great fits, but we really trust them. They interact with our guests to some extent every day, especially if they're at a hotel. They're representing our company every day, so why not here? It wasn't really an issue. There was obviously some safeguarding in training that we put in place, but I wouldn't even say it was anything too dramatic. With your social media policy in place, it usually covers all of that.
One question, do you tie back this program to your loyalty program? Meaning if one of your, I don't know what you call it, one of your elite members tweet you out, do you actually recognize him or her as an elite member? Do you have like any tools? I'm going to just share an example. I'm a SkyTeam elite member, and I tweeted one day I was unhappy with something. Usually I tweet positively, but that day was really the worst experience of my life for her. They actually, in 5 minutes, not only they answered me, but they actually knew my loyalty number and the fact that it was platinum and everything. So that was, and they actually sent me an email because it was not for them, DM me. So that was really fast. It was really impressive. Do you have these? I know obviously your role at Hilton Suggests is not to do customer support. Did you actually have also these kind of?
Well, I do, in my role, I do that as well. So we have a whole customer service initiative going. Twitter is obviously complicated because if your handle represents your name, we know who you are. But if you don't disclose your name on Twitter anywhere, no, we don't know who you are.
Of course.
Yeah. So if it is your name, yeah, we absolutely look you up.
Anyone else on the floor? Oh, you are.
Hi, thanks, Vanessa. I'm just looking at the stream for Hilton Suggest, and I see that you've got like an upward arrow and initials at the end. Could you explain? I assume those are the people that are contributing.
Yeah.
But what sort of naming convention have you installed?
Yeah, that's actually something new. So as I alluded to, we have several people in market. So since they're tweeting from Hilton Suggest and not a personal handle, we had to start keeping track of who was tweeting what, not to watch what they're saying, but just for organizational dynamics so that, you know, they didn't overstep on each other. So we introduced the initials recently just so in market, if there's several of them, they can kind of manage amongst themselves and know who is helping which guest.
Yeah, a lot of companies do that. You see Delta actually already uses this system.
Yeah.
It was implemented basically first with a tool called CodeTweet, because it's actually in the system. You can actually put your initials in the system now. Hootsuite
Yeah.
does it as well, so you can track whoever actually answered your query. If you want to follow up, or if the customer is not happy with the answer. Anyone else? I have 1 minute actually. So unless you're going to be late for lunch, no. You have one other track. Oh, you. It's you. Sorry.
I'm actually live tweeting with you guys right now. I'm going to a conference that our organization's putting together in Texas and trying to give our 9,000 followers some suggestions of where to eat. So
Oh,
thank
wonderful.
you. Yeah, they're
Awesome.
asking me what my
So I
budget
assume you're
is.
going to Austin.
No, we're actually going to San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so,
So they're really digging up some
they are, they're on top of
help
it.
for you.
So thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Well, please tweet to Hilton Suggest on your next travel. We would love to help you.
Oh, one question. Does that only work in the U.S.?
Yeah, we have one international market, which is London.
Okay. That's where it is.
It's English only right now, so
Okay, cool.
yeah.
Please, a big round of applause for Melissa.
Thank you.
And we'll directly go to the